And it's time, my dear listener, for your favorite episode of the month on the Emily the Mystic Show. That's right, you guessed it. It is time for your February energy forecast with me, yours truly, Emily the Mystic. Oh, wow. My listener, buckle up, dude, buckle up. I am so excited to see what is in store for us during the month of February. Because one thing is for sure, your life is never going to be the same after this month. Oh my God. I mean, as I'm sitting down to record this episode on the 19th of January, when it will be released a week later, I'm already feeling it, you guys. The energy in February is activating AF. Very, very activating. And I'm giddy with it because I have so much anticipation, and you should too, my dear listener, around what's to come, because this is the beginning of a grand adventure that you're going on in your life, that I'm going on in my life, that we are going on together as a collective. We got a preview of this grand adventure last year in 2025 during the late spring into summer months. And now finally, we are about to take flight this year with some major astrological transits and changes that are going to impact us at a collective level for many years to come. So one thing is for sure, as I was sitting down to record this, and I always channel the information ahead of time before I hit the record button, the guides were telling me that the theme of the month is change. This month is all about change. Oh, and I'm sure you're feeling it. I am sure that January brought in a lot of awareness for you and clarity and insight around your year ahead. I know it did for me, which I'll get into in just a bit. But just to really kickstart this episode is also meant to be, what I'm receiving right now is a change activation, that you are about to change and your life is about to change. Full body chills. I have no idea what's going to happen this month, but I know it's going to be impactful, massive. And you're ready for it. You are ready for this grand new adventure. You are ready to take flight. You are ready to soar off into the unknown. Bon voyage, my dear listener. Get ready for the journey of a lifetime. And this is one of those months where the astrology tells a very clear picture that things are not going to be the same. So if you are clinging on too tightly to what things were or how things have been in the past or who you've been, or hanging on to relationships or connections or things that are not good for you, this month will facilitate a big shift, a big clearance, a big change in perspective, a big energy transmutation, alchemy within yourself, that it's going to help you become the person that you need to be this year. And you should be very, very excited for it, because if you're listening to this episode, I mean, my goodness, you're an old soul on a very incredible, highly evolved journey here on planet Earth. And this is all ultimately happening for your highest and greatest good. And the question you should be asking yourself right now is, how can this possibly get better for me? Even if things in your life feel challenging, difficult, tricky, uncomfortable, your body is moving through a lot of emotions. You're having your ups and downs. You feel super overwhelmed. Maybe you're not sleeping. Maybe you've been sick a bit in the last couple of months. No matter what's going on in your life, your question for yourself should be, how can my life possibly get better? Because it's about to get a lot better. And this month is really going to be helping you change the necessary puzzle pieces that need to be changed to help show you the bigger picture of where you're about to take off to. Because the metaphor that the guides are giving me right now, they're telling me, I don't know if you've ever seen these ads, you guys, but there's a company that offers these pre-planned trips where you give them your budget, you fill out a questionnaire, you tell them your travel habits, where you've been to, where you've traveled to before, where you don't want to go, where you do want to go, your overall vibe, what you're looking for, what you hope to get out of your trip, your intentions, and they book the whole trip for you. And they send you a list of packing instructions, but you don't know where you're going until you get to the airport. Like, that is the energy. That is the energy. We don't know where we're going. We are getting ready for it right now. We are being prepared. You have been in the preparation phase for the last 6 months, I'm being told. And as we begin February, you may still feel like things are being moved around in the background. Emotions are being processed. Grief is happening. Things are clearing because you are being set up in that slingshot. If you remember my January energy forecast, I spoke a lot about the slingshot that was getting positioned for you and your ultimate success. You are getting set up in this slingshot, ready to get pulled all the way back, to be shot off like a cannon into your next adventure. And that's what we're on the edge of right now. We are on the edge of the fool's journey. We don't know where it's going to take us. And at the very least, it's inviting us to get excited about things being different. Because if you're like me, I have been feeling a little bit frustrated that sometimes, at least for me, the experience with the energy over the last 6 months has felt like I get pulled back a few steps and then I move forward a step and then I get pulled back and then I move forward a step. And that pulling back and pulling back and pulling back to go back to things, to heal, to clear, to do the inner work has to me felt at times frustrating for someone who likes to move quickly and move into the new and who loves a good new beginning. So I have often felt, with the way the astrology has been over the last 6 months, that I am chomping at the bit, ready for the year of the snake to bid its farewell, ready for the year of the fire horse to begin with the Lunar New Year on February 17th. And if you are anything like me, what I am trying to say here is that we are right there. We are on the edge of it. So, as you're listening to this episode, when it's released on January 28th, can you appreciate where you're at in this present moment and have gratitude for it and all of the soul experiences and all of the people and all of the things that have happened up until this point to get you to where you are now? Because your life is about to change. And I know you feel it. I know you know it. And that change, it's happening for all of us. That change is going to feel so fresh and so new, like you just completely entered into a new timeline. Ooh, your timeline is shifting, my listener. And it's about to get good. It's about to get real good. We're about to see things evolve and progress. So, with that being said, before I get into it, because I am about to go on a tangent about all of these things, let's back it up a little bit and let me fill you in on where I've been, my journey during the month of January. I love to give you personal and business updates during these podcast episodes. I hope you enjoy them. And January for me was a really big internal journey. It was a It was a month of hermiting. It was a month of inner work, inner focus, really going deep, 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 deep within myself and really challenging myself to look at the blind spots, the patterns, the things that I wasn't really even aware of were impacting me. Things within myself that I had been avoiding, or not even consciously been avoiding, but just aspects of my own healing that I really needed to spend some time and space away to focus on. And so I took pockets of time away from social media to be really present with myself, because this year so far has been a big initiation for me. I know that with my own career, with my own business, with my own personal life, things are about to change for me in many different ways, which I'm really excited about. And because of that, January needed to be a month of prep work for me for that, to do the inner work, because of course, that's what's also going to lead me to being the leader that I need to be to hold space for you and to help pave the way for you for your own success, for your own growth. So I need to be doing my due diligence to focus on myself. And that way I can be even better at doing this for you. And so not only was this a month of healing and internal work, but it was also a month of big spiritual growth. Really, my intent this year is to become the best channel that I can possibly become. And this month really pulled me into that. It was about getting back to basics again, getting back to a routine, getting back to working with my guides every single day, many, many times a day, sitting with them, being in sacred space, meditating, breath work practices, really focusing on clearing my channel, clearing my space, clearing my energy, and setting myself up for success for this year ahead. Because sometimes when life gets really busy, you fall out of the routine and the habits, and you just don't have time to do all of the foundational stuff. And so this month for me, and it was something that I avoided a little bit. I'm a Pisces. Like, I can be a little bit easygoing, go with the flow. I don't often like the discipline and the devotion, but I'm shifting my perspective around that, because with discipline and devotion come a deepened sense of safety and a deepened sense of trust within myself, that no matter what happens in my own life, I can always come back to my own baseline that I have carefully done the work to create for myself. And so this month has really been about that. And that's felt really, really good, not just with the spiritual piece of things, with working on my gifts and working with my guides, but also the health and fitness piece of things, really focusing on getting to the gym. Honestly, I go to the gym now 6 days a week because I love it so much. It's just like the best outlet for me. I need to move my energy in that way. It's actually something that I can see in my Gene Keys chart, which you guys know I'm a big fan of the Gene Keys, but the way that my energy needs to move is through physical movement. And so that's really been helping me ground and stay really centered and rooted within myself, as I am constantly being initiated with new changes and new awarenesses and new insights and new things happening in my life all of the time. It's just really the journey that I'm on right now, is to expect the unexpected. And things are happening for me quite fast. So it's good. It's really good. And it's really exciting. And taking myself back to baseline helps me build a strong foundation for myself that I can show up in every single day. And that may be something that you want to spend a little bit of time on if you weren't doing that in January, perhaps at the beginning of February, to focus on your routine and your habits and your wellness and your self-care, and implementing the things that you know will make you feel good. I'm sure there's already one thing that's pinging in your mind right now of, ooh, I would love to add this in, or I would love to make time for this. Make time for it. Do it. Now is the time. I mean, the guides were telling me as I was channeling this that you're going to feel different with these energy shifts that we're moving through in February. And so you're going to want to have a routine that feels really good for you and who you're becoming. And things are going to feel different. So your current routine, or the routines that you've had over the last few years, may no longer be supportive of the person that you are now or the person that you're moving into. So maybe you need to switch things up a little bit. Maybe you need to change up the time that you're getting up in the morning or going to sleep at night, or maybe you need to actually implement the daily meditation practice, or maybe you feel like you want to start taking a yoga class once a week, or maybe you are getting called back to the gym. What are the little tangible things that you are being called to implement right now to build that firm foundation for yourself? That is one of the best ways to regulate your nervous system when you are going through change. I know that there is, of course, a lot of content out there on the internet about the nervous system, and I have a whole mentorship called Divine Trust that I will be reopening at some point this spring that focuses on the nervous system, that focuses on the body, that focuses on the heart-brain connection. And it doesn't have to be as complicated as people make it out to be, as if chasing a regulated nervous system is some big endeavor that you need to go on. To really keep yourself regulated and grounded and down to earth, it's about building a life and a routine for yourself that makes you feel safe. And that's something that you have to do for yourself. That's not something that anybody else can do for you. And I know we don't like to hear that because we're kind of looking to the next intuitive or the next practitioner or the next person or relationship or our, committed partnership to do that for us, to keep us regulated. And yes, relationships are a great place to find regulation and safety. Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you are with yourself all of the time. Full stop. Can't get away from you no matter how hard you try. Trust me, I try sometimes. And what I have found that really works for me is tuning all of the noise out, getting away from the phone, getting away from the computer, going for the walk, going to the gym, being in my body, spending time with my spirit guide team, again, away from technology. And those routines, those habits that I've built for myself help me stay grounded in the midst of change and in the midst of things happening in my own life. So, really make time for that. As a practitioner myself, I know that it's so, so, so important to try new things, to see what works for you and what doesn't. And this month is going to be the time for you to focus on some new ways of making your routine even better. So if you like your routine, you could even ask yourself the question, what can I implement or what can I add that is going to make this even better, even more fun, even more magical, even more enjoyable for myself? So maybe that is trying breath work. Maybe that is trying a weekly yoga class. Maybe that is trying a new health and wellness routine. We are in the midst of Aquarius season after all, and Aquarius energy is all about doing things differently. It's all about being unconventional and changing it up. And that's what's going to lead you forward this month is the foundation, the firm foundation that you're building, and not being afraid to mix it up and switch it up and try the things that your intuition is leading you to, while also tuning out all of the external noise. One major theme that I am hearing again and again from my clients, from people in my life, my friends, they are all experiencing and learning and seeing a similar theme, which is following your own inner guidance and trusting yourself first above all else. And it's almost funny to me, the amount of times I've heard this lately, where my friends tell me, oh, Emily, I just knew I should have done this. And I listened to what everyone else was telling me to do, and I did it that way. And it had this consequence. I learned this lesson, or this thing happened. And I knew to do it differently. And for myself too, I'm really experiencing that with my own life when I share what's coming up for me with friends and family members and everyone. And trust me when I say this, relationships are so important. Connection is so important. And I really value the opinions and the experiences of my deepest personal relationships. And also, I have to listen to myself first. So when everyone else is telling me different things and different variations of the same thing, or just different pieces of guidance that don't resonate with me, I again and again am being challenged to go back to myself and say, what does Emily already know? What does Emily know deep down inside herself to be true? Because I am finding that when I tune into that, I prove myself right every single frickin' time, again and again and again. And I am just getting faster at it. I'm getting better at it, at seeing my own internal guidance system and how it's working for me in my own life, and saying yes to that versus following the breadcrumbs or the advice of people around me. So tune into yourself and really listen to your own internal guidance system this month, because it is going to be loud and it is going to be leading you. Again, this is a deeply divinely guided soul journey that you are on, that I am on. You are here as a spiritual being on a mission. You are on a mission, right? Whether that's a spiritual business, whether that's a strong career path, whether that is you're expressing your purpose through art or creativity or music or building a family or building a life or real estate, or like whatever your thing is. You've got your thing. You've got your niche. Whatever your thing is, it is impacting the collective. It is impacting the world. It is impacting you and your mission, your own life. And so you are really being asked to lead yourself at this time, to follow your internal guidance, because it is going to take the intentions that you set for yourself at the beginning of this year, and it is going to magnify them and blow them up in the best way and expand them and amplify them and really take your journey deeper this year. This journey this year in 2026 is all about depth. Going deeper into yourself, going deeper into your life forward, and experiencing some hope for the intentions that you set this year. Another theme that I've been hearing again and again is so many of you set intentions in 2025 that either didn't come true or ended up panning out differently than what you were expecting. And you have a lot of the same intentions this year, because 2025 took you on a completely different roller coaster ride of a journey. And now you're back to those same intentions, or maybe similar intentions with the same vibe. And that's happening for a reason. You're not off track. You're not off track. You are very on track. The astrology this month in February, it's going to be helping us take flight into that new beginning. You've been on the ground since 2025. You have been on the ground, diligently working on yourself, diligently healing and letting things go, clearing up your life, letting go of relationships. And this month, you're going to start to see yourself take off from that runway. You're going to start to see yourself build momentum. Trust me on that. You will. You will. I say that because I experienced things a few weeks ahead of the collective energy itself. And I know that things are really going to unfold for you in some pretty cool ways. Now, that doesn't mean that all of your intentions are going to come true during the month of February. It just means that you're taking off from the runway and you're getting yourself ready to soar. Soar, SOAR, is my word of the year in 2026. 2026. I'm like, what year is it? What time is it? It is my word of the year. I am ready to soar. I am ready to take flight. I am ready to see things from a higher perspective and live my life from that heightened, elevated perspective. I am ready to elevate the shit out of my life and my purpose. And the foundation that I've been building has been helping me do that. So, with all of that being said, let's get into the collective energy for the month ahead. So, the first big shift will have already happened by the time you listen to this episode, and that is the planet Neptune moving into the sign of Aries on January 26th. Neptune is the planet of fantasy and illusion, and it is the planet of escaping reality, clarity, insights. It's very upper chakras. So, with Neptune, it has been in Pisces for a very long time. Pisces is a very mystical sign. As it moves into Aries, it's really in this fire sign. It is really encouraging us to come back down to earth and to see things from a more clear-headed, embodied approach. So what's really interesting is before saying that, I just said, well, you're getting ready to take flight and you're getting ready to soar. And so I want you to keep that in mind. But with Neptune moving into Aries, what you're also being asked to do is to soar in your life from a very clear headed, open mind, open heart perspective viewpoint, with being so sure and so true on who you are and where you're going that you're not settling for anything less than that. In the collective, we're going to see big changes. We're going to see things unfold in a variety of ways. And again, Neptune was in Aries for a brief period of time in 2025, beginning in March of 2025. And so you saw and experienced this transit already in real time, and it gave you a taste and a preview. For me personally, it helped me see things rationally in my life. It helped me see things for what they really are. It helped me gain clear perspective and know for myself that I want more and I want better and that I deserve to live a life that I love and that makes me happy. And so as Neptune moves into Aries, you're going to be feeling this unshakable sense of self-connection, this unshakable sense of what you are worthy of, what you are deserving of, what is truth for you. It's all about finding your truth and owning your own authority, your inner authority, and leading with that and giving yourself permission to do that no matter what is happening out there in the world, and trusting so deeply in your soul's path and journey that things are unfolding exactly the way that they need to, even if it is uncomfortable at times. Because Lord knows the Saturn in Pisces transit that has been happening since March of 2023 has really been impacting all of us in a bit of a heavy way. So Saturn is the planet, I call him Daddy Saturn. I have Daddy Saturn tattooed on my arm for a reason, because Saturn is the planet of discipline and structure and getting out of the nest, getting out of the proverbial nest, maturing, seeing things again from a wizened perspective, a more mature, emotionally evolved perspective. And so you've been learning lessons in your life over the last 3 years since 2023 that have helped you really mature into the version of yourself that you are today. And that has been very emotional for you. Saturn in Pisces has been very emotional. You've been on this deep emotional underworld journey for the last few years. Oh my gosh, it's been quite intense. And maybe it's made you doubt yourself or question yourself, or you felt a little bit all over the place at times. But Saturn moving into Aries is really going to ground us. Again, it's really going to, I want you to see that two things can be true with this, that you can soar and take off into new heights, and see things from a new vantage point for yourself. And you can also stay so grounded in your truth. Your truth is what's going to allow you to soar. Knowing yourself so deeply in what you want and where you're going and having that clarity is what is going to give you the ability to soar. And the guides really want you to focus on your desire for change, your desire for that elevated life, your desire for the broadened spiritual perspective, the desire for your gifts really increasing and opening up and taking flight. Really big emphasis on spiritual activations at this time, you guys. I mean, February is going to be such a spiritually activating month. You are going to need to do your best to stay grounded. I could see potential challenges with sleep and with making sure that you're getting rested enough, because you are going to be expanded. And when your energy field is expanded, it can feel overwhelming and destabilizing all at once. Again, this month could feel a bit destabilizing. So as your gifts open up, as you have more clarity, more insight, more awareness, your blind spots decrease. You see things more for what they really are. You see people for who they really are. You gain the truth of relationships and connections. And you know beyond a shadow of a doubt what you want and who you are and what you're here for. That is what's going to help you see all of the new possibilities that are opening up for you, because there is so much available to you at this time. And the guides are saying, don't settle for anything less. So you're going to feel your energy freed up. You may have felt trapped. You may have felt stuck. You may have felt suppressed a bit over the last 3 years, especially with Saturn being in Pisces. And this transition to Saturn in Aries, it's going to feel like a new form of clarity has come, that you're not trapped. Where you thought that you were trapped, you actually weren't trapped. You were the only person that was keeping yourself trapped. This is really all about also escaping the prison of the mind. Easier said than done, I know. But getting out of the head and into the heart, and letting your heart show you the way. Now, that doesn't mean making decisions from an emotionally dysregulated place. That's not what I'm trying to say. Following your heart means having this very clear perspective on what makes your heart sing, what makes your heart soar, what makes you sparkle. A really good example of this is I went out for lunch with a friend a couple weeks ago, and I really wanted a hot chai tea latte. I hadn't had one in ages, so I ordered one from the menu. And as soon as it arrived, I pick up this steaming mug of chai with this beautiful foam with cinnamon on top, and I hold it in my hands and I just smile. I'm giddy with happiness. I'm just like, yes, this is lighting me up so much. And my friend sitting across from me, she says, that is the energy that you need more of in your life. That frequency is what you need to tap into right now. And that shifted my perspective so much, because it made me realize that things that I had been tolerating or saying yes to or holding on to weren't actually making me sparkle, weren't actually lighting me up, weren't actually opening up my heart like the chai tea latte did in that moment. And so that, as a really good example, led me to getting back into tennis again. I have been a tennis player for a lot of my life. I played tennis in childhood. I was on the tennis team in high school. It has literally been on my list of intentions for over a year now to get back into tennis. Finally, I felt the call, the drive, the push to do it this month. And that chai tea latte, that feeling I had in my body of that joy, that expansion, that excitement, I knew that tennis was going to bring that to me. I knew it was going to connect me with a part of myself again. And sure enough, I got my new racket. I booked a lesson for myself at a local clinic. I show up. I feel like a part of my soul has come back to me. And that light, that light, that pilot light that was turned on from within, That's what I want you to be looking out for this month, because Aries is a fire sign. We are also moving into a new Chinese zodiac year. We are moving into the year of the fire horse. And the horse in the Chinese zodiac represents movement and momentum and initiative and drive and action and change and stampeding ahead. When it's in the element of fire, extra emphasis, extra speed, extra intensity, extra passion. Can you get back to your passion again? Can you get back to that sparkle lit from within? Take a moment to tune into what is one thing in your life, no matter how small, that lights your pilot light. Is it a hot latte? Is it a shopping day? Is it a massage? Is it a kiss from your partner? Like, what is it? You know, what is the thing that lights your pilot light? Maybe it's music. Maybe it's dancing around your living room. Maybe there are multiple things that light your pilot light. As we embark on this very fire-driven year ahead, this new lunar year ahead, focus on what lights you up. We say that so often in the spiritual space. And sometimes we take that for granted, you know? It sounds so silly sometimes. It sounds so cliche. Just follow what lights you up. You really need to do that right now. You do. Because what lights you up, that is what's going to propel you forward into this change, into this new energy. Woo! And there may be new things that are lighting you up that you didn't expect and you didn't anticipate. Follow those things. Follow your joy. Say yes to the invitations. You're going to feel like you have the energy to put yourself out there more after a very hermit, inward-focused month of January. February is going to feel like we're all in this together, and we're going to need each other more than ever at this time. So connection, big emphasis on connection during the month of February, making time, especially for the in-person connection. Like I was saying before, I really make it a habit to set a boundary with myself with my phone. I sleep with my phone in a different room now. So I'm not looking at it first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I find that being on my phone too much dysregulates me. There's just too much going on. So what I like to do is take time and space away from it so that I can respond and get back to people from a calm and neutral place. And doing that, being more present with people in the moment without your phone is a really good intention to set for yourself this month ahead. With so much change happening around you, you're going to need to be very present. You're going to need to breathe. You're going to need to stay focused in the here and now. And if you are like me and you have a nervous system tendency to dissociate, to leave the room, to want to kind of energetically, emotionally run away, you are really going to need to focus on coming back here, coming back to center, coming back to your heart, coming back to yourself. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's going to be a time. So those are two big changes. We have Neptune moving into Aries on the 26th of January and then Saturn moving into Aries on the 13th of February. For anyone who has been through their Saturn return over the last 3 years, it's finally over, you guys. Finally. Cheers. We did it. We did it. My God, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? Such a wild ride. And the Lunar New Year begins right away on the 17th of February with a solar eclipse. A solar eclipse. Eclipse season begins with the solar eclipse happening in the sign of Aquarius again on the 17th. And Aquarius, like I said before, it is an unconventional sign. So it is going to push you out of your comfort zone. It is going to spark change. It is going to ignite your fire. My birthday is 2 days later. You guys, February is my birthday month. My birthday is on February 19th. And then we have a massive astrological event happening on February 20th, which is when Neptune and Saturn come together in the sign of Aries. This is the first time that has happened in a very long time. I forget how many years, but it's a long time. It's a long time. So not within this generation, I should say. So that is going to be massive. That week of February, that begins with the 15th, I believe, and ends with the 21st. I really want you to circle it, highlight it on your calendar, because you're going to need to stay regulated that week, and you're going to need to be very present and paying attention to how things are unfolding, because there's going to be a lot that's unfolding. And it may be a good week for you to book some time away. Take time for yourself, take time off. I believe it does correspond with President's Day, so that may be a good opportunity for you to take some time for you. And that's really going to set us up for massive momentum moving forward. You're not going to want to settle anymore. You're going to say goodbye to things. You're going to be clearing things from your life. You may feel called to let go of things in your house, do a declutter, maybe even change up your decor, change up your furniture, change up your wardrobe. You're just going to feel called to change. Like, you may, be careful with this one, but this one may be one of those months where you want to cut yourself some bangs and dye your hair. Oh my God. And like literally change it all up. You can. You give yourself the permission slip. You absolutely can do it. And don't forget to come back to the things that bring you joy, to your routines, your health and wellness, and making sure that you are taking care of yourself a day at a time, a step at a time. Remember to breathe. When my clients say to me, Emily, I'm so ungrounded. How do I ground myself? I say, remember to breathe. Come back to the breath. Take 5 deep breaths in the middle of your day. Come back to yourself. The breath is always there to support you. And I know for me, it's what helps me come back down to earth when there's so much going on and I feel so activated by my own life that I need to come back to center again. So, my dear listener, how can I support you during this very big month of evolution and change and growth? Well, I am here to support you with many offerings in the Emily the Mystic business. First of all, my dear child, the Akashic Records certification is open for enrollment. And this program is my baby. It has changed over 50 lives. I've taught over 50 people the records. I'm very proud of that number, and more than that, more to come. Learning the records is one of the fastest ways to evolve and blast open your psychic gifts. If you are committed to the journey, if you're committed to doing the work, the practices, the meditations I give you, you will transform your intuitive gifts like nothing before. This is really my introductory course to channeling. I have a great intro psychic development course called the Intuition Activation Academy that you can purchase from my website at any time. It's a self-paced course. This was the course that really built the Emily the Mystic business in the beginning. I used to love teaching mediumship and psychic development. Now I'm focusing my energy on other things, but that course is great for someone who is really new to working with the clear gifts and working with your guides. And then when you're ready to actually channel and really channel energy healing, past lives, transformational energetic shifts in your own life, and for clients, if you want to do this professionally, the Akashic certification is going to be the best fit for you. And you do get the Intuition Activation Academy as a bonus gift if you do purchase the certification. So you do get both. You do get lots of resources. We're going to be kicking off the certification for 2026 on February 17th. However, my plan is to keep the certification open for enrollment year-round, which means that you can join at any time because all the training materials are already available to you. It's all pre-recorded. So you can go in, you can learn, And then you come to live Q&A calls with me, which are happening bi-weekly. So you come, you get your questions answered, and I help train you as a channel. And it's really profound. It's a whole journey. So if you are being called to that, if you're being called to learn the records this year, come join me. And for anyone who has learned the records before, whether you're a spiritual business owner, a practicing channel, practicing intuitive, if you've learned with me or someone else, you are looking for the next step in your spiritual journey, I can tell you that I see one of the biggest gaps for spiritual business owners where if they are not seeing the success that they want in their business, they're not seeing the business pop off, they are not seeing things unfold in the way that they want it to be, it's because on some level, your gifts need some development. You need a deeper awareness of your unique niche and skill set and what you came here to Earth to do. You're close, you're on the edge of it, but there's just some tweaks that need to be made. Business coaches will tell you all day long, your marketing is off, or there's something not quite right with your messaging or your content creation. But it's because you're not talking about the right thing when it comes to your gifts. And so I feel divinely guided this year to lead an advanced channeling course for someone listening who is ready to get to the next stage of their channel evolution, who is ready to channel their mission work on this planet, whether that is an energy healing technology, a book that you're being called to write, you're being called to the next level of service with your gifts, really refining your gifts, really getting clarity on them, your niche and who you are here to work with. Like, for example, if you're someone who specializes in Reiki healing, is that a specialty? It's great, but can we refine that and can we take it deeper? And can we really get to know who you're here to serve super specifically? Maybe you're here to be a Reiki healer for fledgling musicians who are about ready to produce their latest song and are working on visibility and being seen and getting their work out there to the world. Like, that's so specific. We need to focus on honing your gifts and your craft to help you be so specific and laser focused on what your unique, specific gift skill set is. And that's what the advanced channeling course is going to be all about. So I am working on getting ready for that behind the scenes. More information will be posted about that on social media, on my Instagram. You'll hear about it. And if that is you and you would like more information, send me a DM. Send me a DM. I'm very excited about it. And more information will be available around my birthday in late February for that particular course. Also, I have capacity for private client work. If you are craving deep support, deep connection this year, I have been on quite the underworld journey over the last couple of years. So I know how to hold a really deep amount of space for my clients and help you see huge shifts in your life very quickly through all of the modalities that I work with, Psyche, the records, the divinity tablets, so many things I could list. So my Kairos mentorship experience is going to be for you. If you're called to work with me more directly, more specifically, I can also coach you through your gifts in a one-on-one setting. So if that is you, I will leave the link for that below in the show notes. And as always, come see what I'm up to on Instagram. I have new things happening all of the time, including my monthly energy healing circle, the divinity tablets work that I co-host with my dear friend and collaborator, Heather Fox. So our next Divinity Tablets healing will be on February 18th, which is going to be the perfect time during such an activating week at the end of February. And don't forget to grab your copy of my Glow Up Guide, which is Emily the Mystic's Guide to Health and Fitness to help build a strong body and foundation for your channel, for your gifts in the first place. The Glow Up Guide. That will be available at the link in the show notes. And we have a special guest. Cleo has decided to join us, everybody. Say hi, Cleo. Cleo knows she's been a deep, deep, deep spiritual teacher to me on this journey. And Cleo is here to help us with our final segment of the show today, which is our personalized messages for the month ahead. As always, I like to give you 3 options. Which collective are you part of, my listener? Which message is for you? This month, I will share with you 3 colors. Use your intuition and discern which color is meant for you. And that color will paint the picture of your experience the month ahead. And these specific messages are also medicine that you need during the month of February to give you a clue and visibility into what could be changing for you and what you are being asked to focus on. So your 3 colors are blue, white, gold. Blue, white, and gold. So if you selected the color blue, your messages are quite clear and laser specific. So your tarot cards for the month of February are the Devil, the 9 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. Your activation this month, your medicine that you are moving through, is there is something in your life that is keeping you very trapped and very stuck. And it's something that you feel suppressed by, and you think that you do not have the free will or the ability to pull yourself out of it. You think that this is something outside of your control, or that it's just something, a circumstance that you're stuck in this moment. But the truth is that you have absolutely everything within you to free yourself from from whatever this is. This is something that is weighing down your energy. It's something that is keeping you stuck in a cycle. They're saying, the guides are saying, a karmic cycle that needs to end this month. Something that you are being freed of, that you are not just being freed of, but freeing yourself from. And there's a decision or a choice that you have to make this month that is going to liberate you, that is going to help you become more free. The Devil can also represent bad habits or things that you're avoiding, or patterns that you have that keep you trapped and keep you stuck. So things that you do that sabotage yourself. And you're being asked to become free. And I feel some resistance because you're so comfortable in the past. You're so comfortable with what is. But you don't even know what is waiting on the other side for you from letting whatever this thing is, from letting it go. I love the 8 of Swords card, and I was pulling this card for myself all of the time in the last 6 months when I had some deep emotional release work to do, some grief work to do that I had been avoiding. The 8 of Swords is all about freeing yourself from something that is keeping you trapped. And you literally have the sword to cut yourself free from whatever the thing is that is holding you back. But you're blindfolded, so you can't always see it. So this is a message to you that you have the tools, you have the sword to cut yourself free. You are ready to cut yourself free. This is your reminder to cut yourself free. Because the 9 of Wands tells us that there's something that's become so overwhelming or such a burden that you don't have the capacity to do it anymore. It is too much. There is too much going on. There's a lot of overwhelm here. The Two of Swords is giving you a decision to make between two choices. And I feel like it's between staying or leaving, hanging on to or letting go, the old and the new. And you're being asked to choose the new, and you're being asked to choose yourself. There's really no other way. And the more that you hold on and drag this out, the more that you're just going to end up weighing yourself down in the process. So we also have here the tarot that I used for this deck is the Seasons of the Witch Winter Tarot, which is a new deck that I absolutely love. And it is from the creator of the Seasons of the Witch Oracle decks. I am pulling a card here for this particular group, reading from the Seasons of the Witch Imbolc Oracle. Imbolc is Candlemas. It's usually celebrated on the 2nd of February. It is St. Bridget's Day. It is all about lighting that spark from within. So your card is number 34, River Rocks. Keywords: going with the flow, finding peace, and washing away the old. A river rock has no choice where it goes. Water washes it along the banks, or perhaps a stranger picks it up and throws it in the deep to sink to the bottom. Wherever the rock lands, it has ended up where it was supposed to be. And when drawing this card, you too are experiencing something your soul signed up for long before your time on Earth. There isn't much you can do to change the outcome of your situation, so you're being guided to go with the flow and let the river rocks fall where they may. This card will generally come to you during times of disappointment and suggest you are only seeking what you've lost. You may not yet know the silver lining of your situation, so focus on finding peace with where you are rather than trying to create a different outcome. Additionally, you're receiving this card because you're having a hard time letting go of the past. It's time to wash away what was, or you'll miss the beauty and joy of your new surroundings. So to have that new beginning that you want, you're going to have to set yourself free. And I feel like it's inevitable. There's nothing that you can do to prevent this from happening. It's just going to get more uncomfortable the longer that you stay in it. So let it get washed away, free yourself from it, grieve it, let it go. Oh my God, dude, you're going to be so good. You're going to be so good. I'm so excited for you. I'm telling myself this because there's something in my own life that I need to let go of right now, and I've been avoiding it. And I just know that it's going to set me free. The sooner I do it, the better. So I'm right there with you. Your girl, Emily, she's got your back. She knows what it's like. She knows what it feels like. So it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Don't stress. You are going to be just fine. If you selected white, your tarot cards of the month are the Ten of Swords, the Apprentice of Cups, which is also known as the Page of Cups, and the Three of Cups. What an interesting assortment of cards. I love this energy because, to me, you have really kind of reached the end of a cycle. And you are burnout, you are done. This is one of those moments where you're like, you know, when you're so tired, you just sort of say, fuck it, like I'm done. And then you get hysterically happy and you just start laughing and you're like, I don't even care anymore. I literally don't even care. And then you just sort of start acting from that place where nothing is serious and everything is light again. That's you this month. And you're freeing up your energy after a period in a cycle of being weighed down by the stress of life and the heaviness of life and a very intense cycle of life. You're entering into a much lighter cycle. The Page of Cups is a new beginning and a seed and a spark of something new that you're really enjoying in your life. So maybe that is a new hobby, like me picking up tennis again. Maybe that is a new connection that you make, a new friend that you make, a new romantic connection. Because I see things lightening up for you, and the change potentially this month that you may be experiencing is things get better and you're not used to it. Like you're really not used to it because you've been through a cycle of hardship and you're just sort of constantly expecting like, what's next? Like, all right, what's next? Okay. Just waiting for the other shoe to drop because so many shoes have dropped over the last year, you know? And the Three of Cups is telling you to celebrate that things are changing, that you're being freed, that this 10 of Swords energy that you've been in is not going to last forever, that you're about to lighten up and connect with people again and feel more like yourself again. So for your Oracle card, we have card 21, Forged in Fire. Keywords: mastery of a skill, completion of a task, detail-oriented. Metalsmithing is a centuries-old practice that has literally been honed in fire over countless generations. A master smith knows quality work in the details and will spend hours refining to create a superior product. A smith was a sacred part of a community, especially during ancient times of constant war. Blades, axes, and armor could make or break a soldier in battle, so taking shortcuts could have deadly consequences. This card guides you to look at the smaller details rather than focusing on the bigger picture. It can mean you're taking too many shortcuts or are in need of additional skills, tools, or education before moving forward with your plans. Additionally, this card can mean releasing perfectionism and allowing yourself the space to grow and improve with time. Don't obsess over doing things perfectly. It can also mean missing out on something because you're waiting for circumstances to be perfect. Do not miss out on opportunities because know that that day may never come, and it is better to have tried than miss out altogether. So I just see you like getting back into things again. And another specific thing that this could mean as well is that you may have been really in the work around getting something done. Maybe you've got a big release or launch or a big deadline, big work project. You're coming to the end of your job, or you're coming to the end of a role that you've been in for a period of time. You're like finally reaching that ultimate level of mastery, that finishing, that culmination. And then again, things get lighter. You get to be a beginner again. You get to celebrate the change, the transition. You are being freed of something that has been weighing you down for a long time. And as you move forward, you're being asked to focus on cultivating from within a new sense of perspective around what has changed in your life and to appreciate where you're going in this new beginning that you're cultivating. So I love that so much for you. And finally, if you selected gold, your tarot cards of the month are the 10 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, Ascending to Spring, which in this deck is the World card, the Master of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles, and the Initiate of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. So these cards are telling you that, oh my God, I feel like all of these messages, everyone has just been through so freaking much this year. For you, you have really been stuck and trapped in your head around something in your life. And you've been overburdened by work, by responsibility, by day-to-day tasks. Maybe it's family stuff. Maybe you just have reached a breaking point. You are so done. You are over it. There's something you're thinking about that's keeping you up late at night. And it's just like, it's too much. So you are reaching this culmination, this finishing point around something. If you've pulled these cards, you are really locked in to completion, wrapping something up, finishing up. It's a marathon. The guides are like, you've been on this marathon journey. It's been intense. It's been heavy. You've been really thinking about it. The King of Pentacles is like really coming to mastery over something and receiving reward from it. And the Knight of Swords is seeing things differently, having a different change in perspective, having clear communication around something that has been weighing heavily on your mind for a long time. So I see you laying down your burdens. I see you getting relief. I see you getting back to doing things normally again, which is really interesting because if you're receiving these messages, there's like a major cycle or culmination that you're wrapping up. You're starting the ascending to spring journey, the ascension into the spring season, the shift in seasons, and you're being asked to get out of your head and into your heart, to let go of this burdensome journey that you've been on, to appreciate that you've reached this level of mastery, to receive the return, the reward of your investment in yourself and in your time and energy and effort that you've poured into this personal project, and to get your life back again, I feel like. So your card is Sacred Space, card number 36. Keywords: mundane tasks, gaining control over your life, and need for practicality. Sacred doesn't always mean extraordinary. Grand ceremonies are preceded by small, often boring labors that come together to create a masterpiece. While these small duties are often overshadowed in the grand scheme of things, they are ultimately what fuels the beautiful side of life. There is powerful magic in healing and putting in the hard work now so that you can play later. Consider saving money for a quality purchase down the road rather than splurging on things that might break or fall apart quickly, staying in and working on a project instead of going out, or compromising now for the long-term health of your relationship. When this card comes up, it may be time to be more reasonable, responsible, or practical in your endeavors. If you're seeking to gain more control over your life or situation, or are failing to receive desired results, then you are urged to shift your focus from glamorous expectations and start seriously investing the time and effort needed to create the results you desire. Certain tasks or engagements may not be fun, but are necessary all the same if a successful outcome is desired. So lock in on the project, get it done, focus on it, because that's what's going to get you the return for the reward that you've been putting in. So if you've really been focusing on something and you just haven't been seeing the reward yet, keep going, keep doing. You are right there. And I feel like it's going to start getting lighter the more that you just keep going with it, and trust yourself. Trust yourself, trust your journey. You know that things are going to happen for you miraculously. Well, my dear listener, what a journey deep into the energy and the forecast of the month of February 2026. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did in creating it for you. And join me in celebrating my birthday here in the Emily the Mystic universe on February 19th. Thank you all for especially coming over to my YouTube channel, checking out my new channeled messages, and following along with my journey as I embark into the unknown right alongside of you. Very excited to see what this month brings us, because in March, who knows where we'll be? I can't wait to see. I'm sending you oodles of love, so much joy and abundance, many miracles coming your way, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.